Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mono, and today back with another video. In this video, gonna be basically ranking the equipment in Blackout. What's the top tier? What's the bottom tier? What's where? And obviously this stuff's opinionated. But I played a lot of Blackout. Feel pretty confident about my rankings. Recently, a couple things were nerfed, so I was waiting for that to happen in order to rank these. And it only slightly affected my rankings. Definitely not a major shift like I thought it might have been. But yeah, so throughout this video, all of them, when I talk about them, are going to pop up in the top right corner. And so, yeah, that's basically how we're going to go. So first off, the best equipment in the game, in my opinion, are concussion grenades. Pretty much, they used to be super ultra OP. They nerfed them recently. But honestly, they're still a free guaranteed kill unless people are using reinforced. And like, all of these are going to be situational. There are going to be times where 13 is better than 1. So just be aware that there are situations where the concussion probably isn't better than other things. But I'm not taking into account every possible situation in the game. I'm just saying, in most cut and dry situations, this is how I would rank these. So first, concussion. It's pretty much a free kill, regardless. If you have half a brain, pretty much a free kill. Number 2, we have the sensor grenades. Sensor darts, I'm sorry. Sensor darts obviously show you on the minimap where, like, a decently ranged area, and it just shows all the red dots. Sensor darts pretty great early game, pretty great late game. Mid game, a lot of times you have to fish with them, which would be my one, like, criticism of sensor darts is, you know, I'm a fast-paced player, so if I get a sensor dart early, I'm in river or I'm in firing range, I'm going to just shoot it, I'm going to see 12 red dots. Or if I don't get one early, I might save it to the end, and I'm going to shoot it at the one building people could be camping in order for me to not win the game, basically. Mid-game is where there is a little bit of a fall-off, and it's not so much a fall-off as much as it's just you need the info in order to use them, which kind of feels like against the idea of the sensor dart. Going into number 3 is cluster grenades. Before this nerf, I would have had cluster grenades number 2 and sensors number 3. But the nerf, not major, but clusters take a little bit longer to blow up now, and that time just feels like it's enough to make them not be 100% necessary in all situations. So yeah, cluster grenades would be 3. They're great mid game, early game, late game. They're good all the time. They're good as an offensive tool, a defensive tool. You need to, like, block a lane so people can't rotate. They're great for that. Clusters super useful. I think there's a skill gap with clusters. Obviously people will just shoot them or throw them and hit things or won't hit things. But I do think there's a skill gap in how clusters are used, and I think that's part of the uniqueness of them, especially with the new nerf. They're not just so OP. Number 4, we have mesh mines. This is kind of a weird one because I don't think they're actually that good. But if you get them, you pretty much can just shoot them right away and then just ignore them. Like, so they don't necessarily take up an inventory spot. Normally what I do is if I find mesh mines at any point of the game, I just shoot 2 at a roadway and 2 at a roadway. So pretty much like block off 2 different paths, and hope to basically hit vehicles. So that's why they're at number 4, because you can get a free, like, 4 kills technically, you know, depending upon if there's a full team in a truck or whatever. So they're at number 4, not because I think they're great, but because they're super easy to use, and there's almost no downside to using them right away. I mean, and like I said, I play a fast play style, If you are a slower play style, that might be down lower on the list. And if you want to camp buildings and you have fun doing that, by all means, use them that way. I just use them as a more aggressive, get them out of my inventory, and hopefully I get a free couple kills on cars or trucks or even people running through bridges and or just roadways. Number 5, frag grenade. Similar to the cluster, obviously, in the purpose. I think it's just less good. It pretty much can only be used as offensive. You can drop detonades, obviously, and they work, but it's less reliable as a defensive mechanic and as an offensive mechanic because you don't have the cluster portion of the cluster / frag grenade.
Found something.
So yeah, I mean, I still think frags are good. You can definitely like one-hit people with nades, and that's a great mechanic. You love to be able to get free kills or free downs or free damage on people. But once again, I think they're just outmatched by clusters. And they'd probably be, for me, at 4 if mesh mines weren't so easily useful. Oh, also, talking about sensor darts, if you look at the screen, sensor dart, you shoot it at a vehicle. I think that's the best way to deal with mid-game sensor darts is you shoot it at a vehicle and ride around and you can see what's going on around you. Alright, number 6, barricade. Barricade's super underrated. Once again, I'm talking in a fast play style. I'm not talking about let's sit in a building and camp and hold each other's hands. That's not how I play. But yeah, super useful for getting a down. You know, if your teammate goes down, pop the barricade, revive them. If you get some kills and you're getting shot at, put a barricade down and loot the people. If you're just trying to push up on an area and you don't want to get flanked, put the barricade down behind you. They do stupid amounts of damage. I think it's like 50 damage per tick. So, I mean, that's just disgusting. And yeah, I mean, it's free cover. I think, like I said, I think they're pretty underrated. That's why I have them at 6. I don't see a way that they jump anything in the top 5. Just because of how the game works. Once again, I'm a fast-paced player. Maybe if I was slower and like the camp stuff, absolutely they could take a spot. But this is in regards to my play style and my opinions. So, barricades at number 6. Middle of the road, I have 13 on here. I'm not counting zombie bombs or acid bombs or monkey bombs or that kind of stuff. So just like the traditional stuff. So yeah, barricades number 6, just about halfway in the middle of the road. Number 7, I have grapple gun. Grapple gun is by far the most situational equipment, in my opinion, in this entire list. There are times where the grapple absolutely could be the best equipment available. Just based off positioning, based off how you're trying to get away, or you're trying to, push a team, or however you're going about whatever you're going about. So yeah, I think grapples definitely. I wouldn't say they're underrated. I think people definitely respect what the grapple's capable of. I just think there is a level to it where people just aren't quite knowledgeable enough to use it in situations, I guess. So that's more people versus the equipment. Like I said, definitely the most situational equipment on this list. The next one will be the second most situational. So, but yeah, grapple, it's a great thing. Whatever. Number 8, trophies. Trophies are really good late game, I find, when a team knows where you are and you know where a team is. Other than that, I don't find them very useful, but with how strong stuns and stuff really are in this game, I think trophies are great. Also, you can put them in helicopters and they sometimes block rockets. If you didn't know about that, that's definitely a thing. Which makes them pretty great. But yeah, so trophies definitely the second most situational. I think trophies are good. Underrated probably, but also there's levels to usefulness, and I don't know if trophies really flow with the gameplay. You know, it's a fast-paced game for the most part, and trophies not popping instantly isn't a good look. Let's see here. So we're at number 9. I have Molotovs, Molly, similar to clusters, really good at zoning, but people can see it. It does decent amount of damage, but you have to have it right on someone. So mollies are pretty good. I picked them up, but they're definitely lower tier for me. And they really only fit the zoning portion of the gameplay. Like, you can be offensive with them, but they're just, I feel like it's more defensive. Like it's totally zoning, offensively or defensively. Like, you're not really using it for destroying people. Number 10, Combat Axe. Self-explanatory. It's a one-hit kill in a game where almost nothing one-hit kills people, which makes them super useful, but also they're not useful at the same time. They're great. I love them. I have a great clip with the Combat Axe, but most other things I would pick up and keep over the Combat Axe. Number 11, smoke grenades. Self-explanatory here. Everyone knows what smoke grenades are, what they do. I think they're good. I think, once again, it's a situational thing. Everything in here is pretty situational, except for like the top 3, I would say. So yeah, I honestly, smoke's pretty good for helping your teammates and whatnot. Number 12, recon car. Shit's pretty much useless. I've almost never used it. It's just fun to beep at people. And number 13, razor wire. Absolutely useless.
Damn.
If you play any sort of fast-paced dive. Obviously, if you camp in buildings, by all means, go for it. If you're not camping buildings, I pretty much only have fun dropping razor wire on people I die. So that is going to be my list. I'm going to have a picture at the end of the video showing exactly the list written down for you guys. So if you weren't following along, or if you missed one or whatever, it will be here at the end of the video so you can reference it. And yeah, I hope that helps you guys out.
That was a small
had a great
ass
time doing this
circle for
video,
this.
and feel free to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace.